Hello, this video is covering the 2006 AP Statistics problem number 1. This is Form B, 2006B, number 1. So let's go through it. What I see when I first look at this problem is this cumulative frequency graph. You got to really pay attention when they say cumulative, because that's much different than just your other types of frequency graphs. But let's give it a read. Large regional real estate company keeps records of home sales for each of its sales agents. Each month, the company publishes the sales volume for each agent. Monthly sales volume is defined as the total sales price of all homes sold by the agent during the month. Figure below displays the cumulative relative frequency plot, and I always kind of remind myself of exactly what I've got there. The most recent month sales in hundreds of thousands of dollars. So units are important. What are we talking about? So the scale down here is hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this is sales volume. This is like money, right? So how much in sales each agent is getting, right? And then over here is your cumulative frequency. So that means a percentage. You can see it goes from 0 to 100%. So that's important as well, because now we're talking about the percentage of the sales agents. So percentage of sales agents and then how much they're selling. Okay, let's get to the questions. In the context of the question, explain what information is conveyed by the circled point. Right there, they got that special point. So this is $300,000 and 40%. So what does that mean? It means that 40% of their employees, because it's accumulating as they go along, 40% of their employees have sold $300,000 or less. Right? If I were to back up a little bit, it would be 10% of their employees has sold $100,000 or less. 20% of their employees have sold $200,000 or less, and now we have 40% of the employees of the agents have sold $300,000 or less. Okay, so that's what you want to write. So you just say, oh, this point represents that 40% of the sales agents at this home sales place have a monthly sales volume of $300,000 or less. Right? Let's take a quick look at the answer scoring guideline and see what they said and how they worded that. Yeah, same thing I got. This point indicates that 40% of the sales agent in this real estate company have sales of $300,000 or less in the month shown. They add a little context, right? Don't forget context. Okay, part B, here we go. What proportion of the sales agents achieved monthly sales volumes between $700,000 and $800,000. So I'm going in between 700. So now I'm looking at this point to this point, right? The $700,000 to $800,000, and they're asking for what proportion. In other words, what percent? So what proportion is the same as percent? So this was 80%, and this is at 70%. So that's a difference of 10%. So in between here is 10%. Again, part B, same thing. So 80% is at 800,000, 70% at the 700,000. So you subtract those and get your 10%. Just make sure you put the context in there. Very important. Okay, part C, for values between 10 and 11. You can see that this is flat up there is what it's talking about on the horizontal axis, 10 and 11. This is flat. So in the context, what does this mean? So when something is flat, this is cumulative. So that means it's adding as it goes. So if like the percentage of the agents as it goes in between these dollar amounts. So if it's flat, that means that there were no agents in between that area, in between that zone of money, right? So no agents sold anything between $100,000 and $110,000, right? So this is 100,000, right? So that's 1,000, so $1 million, 11, right? And $1,100,000, right? So in between there, they haven't sold. There's no agents have sold that much. So let's see others, right? So there were no agents whose monthly sales volume was between 1 million and so 1 million and 1,100,000, right? So it just means there's no agents in there because the percentage or the proportion didn't increase. It didn't go up. All right, and then the last one, a bonus is given to 20% of the sales agents. Those who achieve the highest monthly sales volume during the preceding month will receive a bonus. So the month we're talking about here. What's the minimum monthly sales volume an agent must have achieved to qualify for the bonus? So they have to have 20%, or the top 20%, right? So we're just really looking for, where's that 80% cutoff? Because I'm looking for that top 20%. So here's where the 80% is. I follow that down, and that tells me that that's at the $800,000 mark. So anybody who sold $800,000 or more is in that top 20% of agents, right? And they're going to get the bonus. So that's what you want to say in context. The 80th percentile, right? That's what we're looking for. Percentile is right at that $800,000 mark. So that's your top 20%, and that's how much they would have to sell in order to get the bonus. So just make sure on this problem you watch the keywords like the cumulative, relative frequency, cumulative, so you know how that works, and that you also write your stuff up in context, right? There's a lot of context going on here about the sales agents and the hundreds of thousands of dollars and the percentage and the particular month of sales volume. It's not a year or any other time period. So just make sure context is in there. All right, thank you very much.